So this channel is obviously all about the good and the bad. I'm gonna go on a little rant. I am in Lions Park at the moment. I have no intentions of being here in the first place, but this is just a place where we're temporarily dealing with things. So one of the things that we're dealing is completely unrelated to our trip stuff back at home. Fairly serious. The other one is more to do with just how ridiculous. And if you don't hike, you don't know. So there's this thing called recreation.gov, which at face value seems like a valuable tool for the masses of people, where people could get resources and whatever for recreational purposes. And if you've ever tried to reserve book anything or anything like that, it's always a royal pain in the ass. In fact, there's actual AI applications that you pay to some service and they try their best to purchase you reservations, right? Like, this is just how ridiculous this is. You're going to pay somebody like $100 to buy you a $5 reservation. And so this is no different. We're at the point where there's this trail that I've spoke about before. It's called Fiery Furnace. We didn't have permits for it because I'm a goof and I didn't even think, I have no idea how I missed it. But in retrospect, I would have had incredible amount of difficulty getting the permit in the first place, all things considered. So we were literally at the trailhead, right? And there's this big sign that says, "Hey, yo, for shizzle and stuff, this and that and the third, punishable by 6 months in jail, misdemeanor, $500 per person in fines and whatever, yada yada yada, all this stuff, right?" So we're like, we probably should do it, right? So we go to the center in Arches, which would be territorially like there-ish somewhere, like there-ish, and on the other side of the bridge, obviously. And they're like, yo, despite the fact that the website clearly says that you could come here and at least try and petition, we don't do that. You have to go through the website, this and that, right? Well, the website releases freaking tickets once a week for the next day up ahead, right? And so the people that have been a part of this ridiculousness, they do exactly the same thing that we're doing, which is to say that they attempt to open the portal at 8 a.m., right? All of them. And I mean all of them, because that's when the .gov thing, and then the website crashes. And while you're trying to scramble to get the website back in here, you eventually get there, and then guess what? The tickets have been sold out. How convenient is that, right? So the two of us are trying to buy two different types just to see which one will actually stick. The guided tour and the self explore tour, right? Guess what? The guided tour is locked up. There's absolutely nothing that could be done. And as soon as it opened up, everything has been sold, right? Now, this is a failure of .gov system, which basically allows AI organizations out there to bombard the website with requests to order things, because somebody out there is so desperate that they're willing to pay $50, $60, $100 for a service to be getting a permit Now, mercifully, we have been able to get the self-guided thing, right? So now on the 20th, we have a solid plan of going out there. But honestly, it leaves a horrible taste in your mouth, because you have no idea like what we had to go through to inconvenience ourselves. So first and foremost, right now it's already after 8 a.m. 8 a.m. is when the portal opens. If you are here in Moab, there's so many places where there's like no signal of any kind whatsoever. So we had to forego hitting the trail first thing in the morning so that we could try for the stupid permits, right? So now we have gotten the permits, right? And we're at the point where we're going to go on a hike probably like 3 hours later. And the consequence of 3 hours later is the sun. Now, fortunately for us, today the temperatures have dropped. Unfortunately for us, they will continue dropping while we're not here anymore. Right? Like, they're gonna keep dropping to like 45 degrees. And we're gonna be leaving. And the other things that I've mentioned outside of like our trip are kind of like putting this weirdness into the process where we have to stay in proximity to play the game of what if. Because like going to Escalante from here is an actual commitment. Like it will literally take quite some time to get there, obviously. And the problem with that is that the airports are here in Moab that fly at specific times in the Grand Junction. Now, if I go all the way to Escalante and then have to make my way back to Grand Junction, the only other place where I could go back to is Moab because that's the closest spot. So we have like this weirdness hanging in the air. I mean, either way, at the end of my trip, you know, I'm going to Grand Junction. My mom had to cancel her ticket because of all this stuff in the background. I don't know what's gonna happen, but right now the goal is to do the Gold Bar Gold Bar Arch, also known as the Jeep Arch hike, 3 hours later, with sun coming up, in full sun exposure, mind you. But the benefit is the temperatures have dropped by like 10 degrees or so. It's also very windy, and as you see behind me, the sun is the sky is clear, so the sun is gonna be anyways, I hope we could figure out all of that. It's family related, basically. So I'll leave you with that. Our next stop is at the hike, and then I guess we'll just have to see what we're doing.